Good morning, guys. If you are watching this video, you have already watched video one. If you've already watched this video, you've watched video one, you have gathered your initial research, and now you are moving forward in our research process. So for today's activity, we are going to be examining the research that we have already gathered. One of the things that we need to do when we are researching is we need to take that information and we need to rewrite it in our own words. This part of research is really important because the initial research is just looking at either our web page, a book, whatever our resource might be, and just recording that information. When you are doing your initial research, you really don't have to worry about copying and pasting. In this situation, it's actually okay. But now that you have that initial research, we now need to understand what you've written. And the biggest reason we need to understand what we've written is that the goal of this project is to make a brochure that is going to be read by the public. We need to make sure that the public can understand our extreme weather event. We also need to be able to understand it ourselves. The second thing that this accomplishes is that when you are reading the research on a news article or in a book, those are the author's words. Those are someone else's understandings of this weather event or whatever your research topic is. When you are evaluating your research or analyzing it, you need to rewrite it in order to make sure that you are not copying someone else's work. When you are copying someone else's work, if you directly copy and paste something into your brochure or into a question, if you directly copy and paste from a Google search, then it is called plagiarism. Plagiarism is our fancy word in education and in life that is basically cheating. Okay, that tells me that you did not make those words yourself. You did not put those words together yourself, that those are someone else's ideas. So by doing this my understanding part, we accomplish our goals of making our information more accessible while also making sure that we are not copying off of someone. So if you are on this formation of extreme weather page, you will have seen this dark gray box. Some of you may have realized and some of you may have not, but this box actually can move. I put that there on purpose. So what I would like you to do is I want you to select the box. It'll be just right there. I want you to select it and I want you to hit delete or backspace. Delete the box. We don't need that box anymore. Now you'll see we have some text boxes here. These are for you to be able to read your initial research and then add your own understanding, okay? You're not going to be filling out every single one of these boxes. So we're going to do our first one together. As you read this, first you need a warm layer over top of a freezing layer. As precipitation falls, it melts to rain and then refreezes back to the colder layer. Rain will supercool, land on any surface. This will build up and create ice. So that was my initial research. And now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click this text. I'm going to highlight it and select it and delete it so I can begin to type. So as I'm looking at this, my understanding of this is that I have kind of a couple of different things happening. And so I can start by saying when frozen rain falls to the ground, it remains a liquid. Okay, that takes care of my first and kind of second point. So when rain falls to the ground, it remains a liquid. Okay, This happens because a warmer layer of air is over top of a cooler layer of air. Oops. Okay, that takes care of my first point. Okay, so now we have to accomplish the third one. Okay, rain will super cool and land on any surface. Okay, when rain falls to the ground, it remains a liquid. This happens because of a warmer air layer over top of a cooler layer of air. The rain remains a liquid, but cools as it enters that cooler layer. And let me adjust my text box here. I'm going to scooch this one down just a little bit and make this one just a little bit larger so you can see our text. So the rain remains a liquid but cools as it enters that cooler layer. This is called supercooling. And as rain lands on surfaces, it will freeze into ice because it is so cool. Again, I have to scooch this guy down. I actually can make this text a little smaller. If you recall, to make our text a little smaller, all we have to do is highlight it, click and highlight the text, come up here to our top bar. Let's try 12. 11. Yeah, 11 works. And we can just resize our text box to fit. Okay. So you see that this my understanding box is a pretty hefty, but it takes the information from our initial research and puts it into my own words. I just wrote this while I was sitting here teaching you. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do this for the next 3 boxes if you need to. So there is some information that you may not have to rewrite. So when we're talking about our measuring our weather event, I don't really have to rewrite that it's measured in inches or millimeters. So I'm going to delete this box so I don't have to read it. Similarly to how we deleted the gray box, you are just going to select that box. So if I bring it back, I can hit Control Z. Guys, if you ever make a mistake, your friend is Control CTRL Z. You also may come up here to this undo. See how it also says Control Z? And it'll bring whatever happened right back. Another way you can do it, and a really cool feature of Google, is that you can see it says up here, all changes saved in Drive. So any changes that you make to this document or slideshow or whatever it might be, it automatically saves it. So if you accidentally deleted something, if you wanted to go way back and see, you can go into here and you can actually restore or bring back the slideshow, document, whatever you're working on. You can bring it back to that point and it'll erase all the things after that. It's almost like a save file in a video game. You can kind of save it at that point and go back and see where you were at. So a little bit on a tangent right there. But like I was saying before, some of these you don't have to rewrite. So I wouldn't rewrite my measured in inches or millimeters. I would delete that text box. My understanding is my initial research. I would say, when does my weather event typically happen? That also is something that is very straightforward. It's not something that would be an issue of cheating. You're not cheating with this information. This is just very factual, straightforward information that anyone can pretty much understand. We really need to focus on what factors, kind of our first box here, and then if you added any additional information. We really have to focus on those when we are doing this type of analysis, because again, we want to make sure that we don't copy someone else's work. So that was a really long video, guys, but I don't think this is going to take you too long. When you are finished with this, be sure to return back to our science page, our stream on our classroom, and complete that Google form. That Google form is going to be a little bit of an assignment. It's not going to be worth very many points, but it's just a little check-in assignment to know that you guys are doing this work. Tomorrow we will continue on and we will begin learning about the history of your extreme weather event. As always, guys, if you need to reach me, you can email me, you can leave a private comment, you can text me, you can call me. If you know how to train a carrier pigeon, you're absolutely welcome to send a carrier pigeon. I would try to return him. Hopefully my dog doesn't eat him though, because Paco really likes birds. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you need any help at all, please make sure that you ask. I'm always here to help. Love you guys.